Hi, I'm Julia Alexander, and this is Be Informed, Joliet Community Television Station, Channel 6. I am here with the grant presentation of the Silver Cross Healthy Community Commission, Mind, Body, and Soul 360, brought to you by T-Light Foundation. We're going to talk with T-Light Foundation, some of the members, and we're going to find out about what this 360 is all about. Well, we know it's the mind, body, and soul, but we want to know how is it going to benefit us. Hello, ladies.
Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening.
Hello.
I am fine. I am fine. So could you all, you tell my listening audience about your program? I believe Miss Patricia Mead, are you in the house today?
I am.
Okay.
All right. And if I may ask, I'm going to defer to Rhonda Abdullah and let her go ahead and start. And then I'll finish up. And then we have other members on that'll just really excited to be able to share information with you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Rhonda. Tell me about the 360 presentation that you guys are giving on today.
Good afternoon or good evening. I am Rhonda Abdullah. I'm a registered nurse for a few years. And the 360 Mind, Body, and Spirit program, our initiative and focus is on dealing with the human body and the individual as individuals have been affected by COVID, and trying to save us from all the negative things in terms of how this COVID has impacted us in terms of health issues, both physical and mental and spiritual. So we're looking to enlighten the community and bring a new awareness to how we can deal with this and still maintain.
Absolutely. Well, Rhonda, we were speaking a little bit earlier about how all of those entities kind of coincide with one another. You know, if you're not eating healthy, then you're not thinking healthy, and then you're not being healthy. Am I not correct on that?
Yes, we were.
And so,
because of the impact of COVID, you know, our social isolation, we have, as individuals, we've gone more into ourselves, and as human beings, we're social individuals. So you take that away, and now studies are showing that the isolation is actually contributing to dementia in our elderly. The dementia is creating other health entities. People are not going to the doctor just because of fear of going out in public. So they're not dealing with the physical health issues that they probably should be maintaining. And we as a culture have not always been the best individuals focused on our health care. So we really have to kind of get out of this vicious cycle that we're in. And, you know, they say open up, or the country is opening up, but what are we opening up to and with? Because if we've been functioning at a deficit for the last year, that's kind of a hard thing to come out of right away. You don't just all of a sudden say, hey, we're fixing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I know, okay, let's go into maybe like the eating part of it and how do we connect that all in there. I guess I'm thinking, Rhonda, I think about an elderly person that has been maybe alone in their, through the COVID, they've been locked up in their homes and alone. And that could be, you know, like you say, we need to get out. That can be kind of depressing. And we know that when one is depressed, they don't eat right. So give me your take on that.
Well, we have a dietitian that's coming in to work with us as far as some healthy alternatives. So, you know, when, and I'm going to say the elderly, but really it's everyone in terms of
You're right.
Well, when we're home alone, we have a tendency to snack on stuff that's not the healthiest.
Yeah.
Or if I've got to go to the grocery store, but I don't want to be out there in the public.
Yeah.
Now, what are my food choices?
Yeah.
And, you know, unfortunately, some individuals are in a food desert in terms of what's available.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we don't have the resources, and if you don't have a support system that will bring you groceries or, you know, take you shopping or even encourage you to go out to go shopping, you know, so these are things that have to be addressed.
Yes, yes. And not only through COVID, what are our food choices, but everyday life, what are our food choices? So,
Right.
So I absolutely, absolutely. So is there anything else you want to share with my listening audience before you go?
I think we as African Americans are very hesitant about addressing mental health issues. So now you're in a social isolation situation. Who do you share this information with, or these situations with? You know, society is showing that we talk about our elderly, but our youth are at danger. There's more youth suicides today than ever before. And why is this? You know, kids are meant to play with each other, to be out there and about. So when you confine them and tell them that, you know, you got to sit in this corner, hey, you know, you and I are about in the same age group, and say, you know, when we had to sit when we had to stay inside, we were on timeout. You know, it was like, if we had a choice, we were outside running about. So
Absolutely. And didn't want to come in when it was time.
No, you.
And
No,
there again, that is a health factor, because when you're out there and you're about, you're exercising,
right.
You're building up muscles, you're strengthening hearts and all those things. So that's very important. I think all these steps are very, very important, and my hat goes off to you all for bringing this to the community. And I think it's a much needed program. So let's move to another one of the members. Who can I speak with next? I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte. How are you?
How are you? I'm going to talk about the mind and the spirit.
Yes.
And being isolated for 550, almost 560 days is hard. And especially the spiritual aspect of it, when everyone is now their virtual church. Everything is virtual. I know myself, it got to a point where I called my pastor one day. I said, look, you have to let me be one of those 20 people to come in on Sunday morning. I said, because sitting at home, I'm sitting in the same, I said, once I turn off Facebook, I'm sitting in the same spot. I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything. And senior citizens are really suffering. They're scared to come outside now because of the COVID, even though a lot of them have been vaccinated. But they want to come back to church. They want their spiritual renewal, but they're scared. So we have to figure out a way that we can let the senior citizens know it's okay. Because a lot of them, that's their thing on Sunday. That's where they're going to see all of their friends and everything. Because I go to the store once a week for my godmother. She's 87. She'll be 89 in September. When I go, she opens the door. She hands me the money out the door for what she wants. I leave the packages sitting on the step. And she said, you know, her and my aunt both, they were classmates. They said, we really miss church.
Yeah.
So what I did at Easter, I took them Lenten books with readings every day for the Lenten season. And they said that just really uplifted them. We've got to figure out a way to help our senior citizens and even our youth. Once the churches are fully open, get back into church so that their spiritual being can be renewed.
Absolutely, absolutely. With the seniors staying in, how would this program, how could you bring this program to the seniors that may not want to come out of the house? How would you bring this program to them?
We would have to take it to them virtually. A lot of the seniors are very adapted virtual programs and stuff now. But we've got to figure out a way to let them know it's okay to come out now.
Yes.
Keep your mask on, keep your distance, but it's okay.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I think that's fantastic. I think all those ideas are fantastic. And I do understand that you guys, I have many entities that you're going to be putting in place to reach out to the mind, body, and soul. You're going to feed each one of those areas through people that are going to do, I'm not for sure if they're going to do workshops, seminars, and all of that, but I'm assuming when I get to Pat that I can get those questions answered unless you know those questions. Do you have those questions?
No, I don't have those questions. One more thing I would like to suggest that we can do for our seniors, if you know seniors that are at home and can't get out, just give them a call and say, I'm going to the store. Do you need anything? Just give them a call and say, hi, how are you? And what I've been doing with the chapter, some of the chapter members that are in my telephone group, once a week I send them a message that says, word for the week.
Yes.
Send them
Yes.
a text message.
Yes.
You know, something to uplift their spirits, to let them know that we haven't forgotten about them.
Absolutely.
500 and some days that we've been locked in the house.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right, because that plays a big, huge impact on the mind, which follows with the spirit, and the soul, which makes the body feel better and healthier. There are so many ways that we can reach each one of those entities that you guys are talking about, and they all really coincide with one another, because when you feed one, you're halfway feeding the other. And so I think that's a wonderful idea that you're talking about. And I think we need to do that more often. We need to check and see what seniors have been locked up in. Well, not really locked up, but it's not getting out that much, and we do need to check on them. So I think that's awesome. All right, then. Thank you for that. Is there anyone else that I have here that would like to chime in on this?
Hello, this is Deidre. I'd like to add a little.
Okay, go ahead, Deidre.
I joined to be a part of the group talking about this just because I want to get as much information as I can and just be a part of something that's helping the community, making issues out there to put at the forefront, to be aware. My dealings with COVID and some of the struggles, you see, people around passing away, getting sick, really hard. It's not a lot you can do besides just trying to, tell people to, mask up at the time when it was time to wear masks and get the vaccine. An area that I struggle with was, and when I say struggle, I want to use the term loosely because I am really blessed and was very fortunate. My job, went on shutdown mode and we worked from home during the whole time. So I have a little one and a fiance with a little one. So I was able to work from home while they were doing virtual learning. Okay. But fitness is near and dear to my heart. I love to exercise. I've always been into exercising. And with COVID, it really stopped me from being able to go out and exercise and be fit and be the gym rat that I am. Yeah. So then I put on a little weight and put on a few pounds, and people will think like, when you're of a smaller frame and you gain weight, like, oh, that's nothing. That's not a big deal. But weight affects all differently. And if you're used to being fit and exercising, but the motivation sort of stopped, then it was the fear and the nervousness. Should I go to the gym? I hear those are the most unhealthiest, places. Then you see people who are still going. So you try to do something at home. But what I would like to encourage people to do, now that things are open back up, if you still don't feel comfortable, I'm just the advocate for exercise, fitness, walking, exercising at home, YouTube videos. There's always some method where you can get out there. And I have a friend, fitness group that we text every day to encourage each other. And one of the young ladies always says, move something, just move something today. So my encouragement is to get people to move, exercise, whether it's walk, ride a bike, do yoga in the house. There's so many resources on your TV where you can just, click a YouTube video and you would be surprised. Just type in your favorite activity and there you have an instructor right in your home. So
absolutely. And then once you get used to it, it's easy flowing, but it's, if you're used to being out in the public, did you find it being kind of hard for you to get started at home?
I did.
You were around people. Yeah.
Yes. Initially, initially I thought I needed the break and thought, oh, it's great. So I started off with a bang. And then as time went on, it wasn't the same. And I found myself falling off. And then when you fall off from the exercise, then like someone else said, then the snacks and everything becomes available in the pantry. And you're like with kids, I fuss at them, but really I'm fussing at myself where they're going to get another snack and another snack. And I'm hungry. And I say, you're not hungry, you're bored. Go sit down. But I'm doing the same thing. So I'm pulling the candy away from them. And then as I grab the bag, I'm grabbing a few as I go put it back up, right? So, but then, so I had a shift. I was excited. Then I had a lull. And then when I gained a few pounds, I thought, oh, okay, I need to get with this. And even when the gym opened back up and I had some days of being at home and the convenience of doing it, there are times now where I just get out of bed and I just go exercise and do something on the TV. And you just have to find that encouragement. And, you know, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's just encouraging yourself to say, I can do this, I want to do it. Make your list of reasons of why you should do it for you. And just, you know, just really, really put yourself first when it comes to your health and whatever, even if it means seeing a nutritionist or finding someone who can help you with your diet and exercise. And it's, you know, you have to put that on the checklist, on the to-do list, basically.
Yes, and I think, well, we're all in and we're all on Skype and all that stuff and on the computers. We can exchange nutritionist recipes with one another, so that could work too. I don't eat right. I have to tell you that now. All the points that you guys are hitting on, it's very, very, very important for that 360, that mind, body, and soul, or mind, body, and spirit. So I would like to thank you for that. Thank you all for those wonderful words and what you're going to do. I would like to chime in on, is there anyone else that's in here that came in and we didn't know about? No? Okay.
No, I think that's it.
All right. Hello, Ms. Mead. How are you?
I'm good. And you? How are you today, Julia?
Okay, I'm fine. And thank you for inviting me to do the 360 presentation. I think it's awesome.
Okay. I am so excited. And this is such a blessing. We've been given an opportunity by Silver Cross Healthy Community Commission in order to put this on. They were so gracious to give us a grant for a year. So, and we were going to be, we're going to have something, we're going to try to put something on every week to 2 weeks. What we will then do is you will be able to, if you miss the live showing, which we're going to send out reservations, and then you can just register, and then you can actually ask questions with the presenter. We are going to have just a myriad of things. We've looked at this whole pandemic and how it's affected us, mind, body, and soul. And I love the idea about the 360, because every aspect and every component feeds into the other. The ladies here have spoken about the exercise. We're going to have beginning and advanced classes, and they're going to just kind of kick it up, you know, and then it'll also be on our YouTube sites and on all of our other social media. So if you miss a session, you can catch up there. The young lady that is doing the advanced, she is amazing. She actually has individuals who are 70 and 80 years old who have actually walked a total of 100 miles, not, you know, succinctly, but they're able to do that. And she's such a social motivator. She talks to your spirit and you're excited. I mean, I actually, she helped us with a session that we had for our sorority, and the people loved her. And I actually exercised with her. And trust me, I don't. I go to work, I come home and I'm exhausted. So I was so, she made it fun, and she talked back to you, and it was very interactive, and just like what we're gonna have. And like the participants can talk to one another and encourage each other. And that's what this is all about, is Joliet, Greater Will County area coming together as a community and healing 360 degrees. We've also got Chef Asa. He is going to come in and he's going to talk about healthy eating. He's actually going to prepare meals. And on live, and he's going to teach you how to prepare those meals. We've talked with working with Will County, and they're going to come. And here's my passion, and I can truly think I can, when I speak for the committee, that as our underserved and our homeless, and they're going to come on and they're going to talk about what opportunities are out there for our underserved that we don't know and they don't know. And if someone hears this by listening to our program, then they can share that information with them. Because the biggest thing that worried me during COVID was the fact that who's taking care of them, who's sheltering in place, where are they at? We also have a food pantry. We make sure we try to keep that stocked, and with for our homeless during the pandemic, during the winter. We've had it for like maybe a year and a half or two, and we can barely keep it filled. And people have been very generous with their donations. We're going to have social workers. They're going to talk to our children. We're actually going to have registration so parents and children can be on a private session together to talk about the issues of the youth. We're going to talk about cyberbullying. We have left no stone unturned when it comes to everything that has happened. We're going to talk about the social situation that we're in right now. Because now that we're going outside, people are attacking each other. What is that? We've got to work through this, and we have to work through it as communities. And that's the premise in which we're going forth, and the method by which we're doing this. Because even though people will be outside, they'll be sitting outside on the beach or outside on the porch, and they can still have their social media on and then keeping up and listening and get some tidbits as to how to help. We've reached out to Zonta, and they're talking about our teenage young girls, and they said that we're talking to them about participating. We're talking to, of course, our first presentation on Monday, I'm very excited to say, is Black Lives Matter. And this young man is going to talk about our Black history specifically based on, we got Juneteenth, and it is now a federal holiday. That is amazing. But he wants to go back and say, because you know how scattered and sketchy our Black history education is now in the schools. When I took it, it was very sketchy. So he's going to start and do several decades at a time, just to keep us up to snuff. But then he's going to lead into where we are now and what the youth and what our communities are fighting for now. And with Mr. Floyd, this is so pertinent. I spoke to a lady yesterday a lady hit her car, and she verbally attacked the Black lady and said everything to her. She doesn't even know, never laid eyes on her, but there's all this pent up anxiety and rage, and we're going to be addressing those type of issues. We've got to learn how to be social again.
Yes, absolutely.
Like you said, we've been at home and we've been interacting with our families. That's it. And also, if you look at the numbers, the amount of child abuse, it's always been child abuse, and we can't even imagine what that looks like, those numbers look like once you've been in COVID for a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? So we try to look at every aspect. I'm trying to think of some other things that we're going to do. We're actually going to have a contest, family-centered contest, and the families will get, the prizes are Fitbits. And Silver Cross Healthy Community Commission is sponsoring that, as well as this program. We're working cohesively and congruently with Alpha Kappa Alpha, Kappa Mu Omega chapter, which is our These Ladies chapter here in Joliet, Illinois. And so we are actually called It's Target 2, and that is women's health and wellness. So you see how we blended all of these things together to come to one package, and thus the title of 360.
That is that coverage all the way around. Well, I can't help but to look at whatever's in the back of you. It's a beautiful picture back there. Can you tell me what that is?
Yes, I'm trying to move my head so you can see it.
Oh wow, is that
what
beautiful?
Is that in fact, I'm going to try to, I want to share my screen. What it is, and we'll present it, and it's our logo for the 360. Mind, body, and spirit. Across the top and down the sides, you can't quite see it. It says mind, body, and spirit, but it looks like a woman. The silhouette, and then there's the heart. And there is the woman's, that is the woman, and then she has a heart, and then your mind, and it's all the aspects and the components of this program that we're going to be putting forth.
Yeah,
So we tried to get something, and of course we've got our pink and green for, Alpha Kappa Alpha. We have to have
yes,
that because our motto is that we help each other. And that's
absolutely.
why this is so important to us. And it speaks to our method, to our method and our purpose and our mission. And so
Absolutely.
we've actually blended Silver Cross mission and our mission of Alpha Kappa Alpha in order to start this program and see it through fruition. We just want people to, drop by, register, chat, ask your questions. It's open forum, which I love, because we're not going to learn unless we learn from each other.
Yes,
Everybody's
yes,
got a voice, and we can all help each other.
absolutely.
So that's
What I was going to ask, how long is this program lasting, or is it ongoing?
It's ongoing for a year.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
And then will you try to continue it on after the year? I mean, if it gets really good and it catches on, you certainly don't want to stop it. Am I not correct about that?
That absolutely, that would be wonderful. And I'm
Okay,
quite sure that if we can find some sponsors, and we'll see, even we will try to make that happen and make that work,
absolutely,
because
absolutely.
it
So now,
doesn't.
when does the program start? Have you started already, or when are you about to start?
Well, tonight we're doing this
Okay,
program with you, and that is going to be our
okay,
launch, because we thought the
okay.
best way was just to have the ladies sit and chat about what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to
Yeah.
post this on our social media on Monday, at which
Okay.
time we will post our first program, which I'm going to just share my screen and hope that it's here. Uh,
Okay.
okay, and it is our
Yeah.
360 Mind, Body, and Soul, and it is Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
And it is how did we get here? And that is going to be the beginning session 1 of this series. And this young gentleman, Mr. Farrell, who is with Black Lives Matter, Will County, is going to do the whole series until it's done. He's on board for the whole
Oh,
time,
oh,
which is
that's
just so
fantastic.
encouraging, especially as a
Yes.
young man that is just so driven, and this is his
Yes.
purpose. And so we're very, very proud to have this opportunity. And so you see, he sent us some of his opportunities and events that have gone on in the Joliet-Will County area.
Yes.
And so that will be, we'll be taping that on Monday at 11 o'clock. And so, again, we would ask people to register. It will be live. You can absolutely listen to his presentation. And then if you have questions, we can have a wonderful conversation about where we
Okay.
are.
So let me ask you this. Where do you go to register? How does one get to this?
Well, we're going to, when we post this on our social media, which
Yes.
will be T Life Foundation Incorporated, you can go to Facebook,
Okay.
and then we'll also put it on our YouTube site, and we have Instagram as well, and Twitter, and you'll be able to find us either under Mind, Body, and Spirit 360, or look under T Light, and you can click on the link, and you'll just be able, it's just your name, your address, and then you will then get a link back in the mail. And you just
Okay.
click on it and join the presentation.
Perfect. Perfect. I think that's awesome. I love that, the way that look. It is so inviting. It is so inviting. So what else are you guys having come out? Are you pretty much covered everything, or you're looking to have even more?
Mm. Oh, yes. We are open to anyone who has a message that is going
Yes.
to be beneficial to
Yes.
Greater Will County and the Joliet community.
Yes. Well, what about
We-
resources, Pat? When they look at your program and they need some resources, are you guys going to be able to send them different places so that they can get some of the things that they're going to need?
Absolutely. That's when I was speaking about Will County
Yes.
Health Department. they're going to be on board, and they're going to list all of the opportunities that they have. We go to Catholic Charities and see what they have, and we can present these opportunities. I'm sure down at Rio Grande, we can reach out to them. We're going to make sure that we have a listing and some addresses of all the missions. We're going to have people who are giving away food, free food and other commodities. We are really like gung-ho to get this done and help our community, because I don't know how it works, but it seems like a lot of times if you don't have an address, you might not get some of the services that are out there, because you have to have an address. And so we're trying to make opportunities to make sure that we're encompassing and we're not leaving anyone out of the that is in need.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think this is a wonderful program. If anyone wanted to know more about your program, who and how would they contact you?
This is our email address, and it is mindbodyandsoul360@gmail.com. Please email us and we will get back to you. Also, you can email us, go on our Facebook or YouTube and send us a message, or put something, in the chat, of course, during the presentation. But there are many ways. We don't have a phone number right now, but we absolutely the email, and then going to our Facebook page and just leaving us a message under the advertisement. Each time we do a program, you're going to see a different flyer, but that's why we needed to have the logo so that people would like, oh no, that's them. They're doing something else. And it would kind of catch their eye in order to keep track of us and, not lose us.
Absolutely. And once again, Pat, for my listening audience, you said they can either email you or go on your Facebook page. Could you reiterate both of those for my listening audience?
Yes. So again, the email address is HEAL. It's HEAL because HEAL is the Silver Cross Healthy Community Commission. That is their program. This is the grant program. HEAL, Mind, Body, and Soul 360@gmail.com. And you can go to Facebook, T-Light Foundation Incorporated. That's TEALIGHT, with one word, foundation. Just, you can Google it and you'll be able to pull us up as well. Because we historically have been out in the community and helping our students and graduates and things like that, and offering free services to the community. So those are the absolute two best methods to communicate with us.
Okay. All right. I thank you all. I think this is a wonderful program, and I wish, I'm wishing you well, and I'm praying that this program continues on, because it's just not through COVID that we have these issues. They were way before COVID, and they will be way after COVID. COVID just exposed them a little bit better, but it's a much needed program for an ongoing lifetime. So thank you guys so much for coming on my show and sharing with my listening audience what T-Light Foundation and Silver Cross Healthy Community Commission is bringing to the city of Joliet and the county of Will. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.